Good evening. Welcome back to Hellhound's Late Night Spook Show here on the Horror Metal Channel. I just saw Jurassic World Dominion, and which is, of course, the sixth entry in the Jurassic Park franchise. And real quick, I just wanted to share my first impressions of the movie, just my thoughts, it's still fresh in my mind, just, my kind of like a general review of the movie while I'm still thinking about it. But before we start, let me go ahead and recap my thoughts on the other Jurassic Park movies. I consider myself a huge Jurassic Park fan. So anyway, yeah, of course, there's the 1993 Steven Spielberg original. It's a flawless masterpiece. Well, it's not perfect, but it is still a masterpiece. It's just this grand, awe-inspiring spectacle. I love this movie. It blew me away when I first saw it. I still think that it holds up very well today. I love the characters. I love the dinosaurs. It has great CGI. It has great special effects all around. It was back when CGI was still like relatively new and exciting. This along with T2 were some of the earliest movies I saw with CGI, and it looked great. I think they still look great today. Like I said, I like the cast. I like Jeff Goldblum. But he was in the Fly, and I like Sam Neill and Laura Dern, and I like all the cast. I love the dinosaurs. It's really cool. Awesome ending. Great dinosaur action, and amazing special effects. Like I said, this movie rules. It's awesome. It's one of the best movies ever made. I absolutely love it. It was so groundbreaking for its time, and I still think it's darn good. The Lost World Jurassic Park, I saw this, I saw them all in the theater, by the way, and I thought this was kind of a disappointing follow-up. It's still good, but just not nearly as good as the first one. I didn't really care about the characters as much. Jeff Goldblum's pretty much the only returning cast member is Ian Malcolm. Sam Neill as Alan Grant doesn't return. Laura Dern as Ellie Sattler's not in it. John Hammond's in it briefly, and then the two kids from the first movie are in it, again, briefly. But really, Jeff Goldblum's the main character, and I feel like, and he's joined by Julianne Moore and Vince Vaughn and Pete Postlethwaite and some others, and most of the characters aren't interesting, and they just kind of make dumb decisions, and I just don't care about the whole the mercenaries that are on the island and like hunting down the dinosaurs, the big game hunters, whatever they are. That just seems kind of boring. But I do like the end of the movie where the T-Rex comes to the big city. That was really cool. I like that. That was the highlight of the movie. That made it all worth it. But overall, it's not a bad movie. It's just kind of underwhelming. It just doesn't live up to this one. The Jurassic Park 3 is where it gets really bad. I didn't care for this movie at all. I saw it at the theater. It is mercifully short, but it just kind of feels like Sam Neill returns as Alan Grant. Laura Dern returns briefly as Ellie Sattler. She's not in it much, but they're joined by William H. Macy and a very annoying Tia Leone. These two are on Isla Sorna, by the way. That is not on Isla Nublar with the actual park. These ones are on a different island with the dinosaurs pretty much just run rampant. It doesn't feel as big or grand. It just feels very low budget. It just feels like a typical generic monster movie. And overall, I didn't really care for this. So it's got its moments, However, Jurassic World I absolutely love. This is my second favorite next to the original. I thought this movie was awesome. It definitely delivered. There's a lot of things I've been wanting to see in a Jurassic Park movie for a long time. This successfully rebooted the franchise. There's no returning cast members except for B.D. Wong as Dr. Wu, and he's only has kind of a minor role. Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt are the main characters this time. Claire and Owen. And they're cool. I like them. I love that we finally see a fully functioning park. People actually paying money and coming to this amusement park that's it's called renamed Jurassic World. It's on Isla Nublar, but it's pretty much just a brand new thing, but with the dinosaurs, of course. And the dinosaurs are coming to old news at this point. They bred this new dinosaur, this Indominus Rex, I think it's called. The T-Rex comes back. I love seeing the scenes in the park and dinosaurs just like attacking like tourists and stuff. That was awesome. I wish we could have seen more of that. There wasn't enough of it. It has some problems. There's some things I didn't care for, but overall, it was mostly really, really satisfying. I love the ending, the battle between the T-Rex and the team up with the Raptor against the Indominus Rex. That was freaking cool. And there was a lot of great moments like that. Overall, my second favorite Jurassic Park movie, and it's really, really good. World Fallen Kingdom, I don't know. I've only watched this once in the theater. I think it's probably better than Jurassic Park 3, but it's one of the weaker ones. But it is kind of fun in kind of a stupid way. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure, so bad it's good way. Claire and Owen return. Jeff Goldblum returns as Ian Malcolm very briefly. He's in it for like maybe 5 minutes, if that. It's just kind of just more of the same. The villains were so typical. I knew who was going to live and who was going to die. The villains were like borderline mustache twirling. I did think the Indoraptor was kind of cool, kind of creepy, but we had too many characters making stupid decisions and stuff, and I don't know. Overall, this was definitely one of the weaker ones. But like I said, I kind of had fun with it. I just kind of turned my brain off, just enjoyed the dinosaur action. It's all right. It's not too bad. I don't really downright hate any of these movies. I don't think any of them are pure garbage. But anyway, that brings me to the 6th entry, Jurassic World Dominion, which I just watched. So it's getting really bad reviews. Critics are tearing it apart. It's kind of divisive. I've heard some people liked it, some people didn't. Yeah, people were being very hard on it. I kind of dug it a little bit. It definitely had some big problems, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I can't hate it because it really was, to me anyway. I know I'm probably in the minority of this, but it was just so great seeing Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, and Laura Dern all together again, reunited for the first time in like 30 years, 6 movies later, here they all are again in the same movie. We haven't seen that since the first one, all 3 of them, Sam Neill was in part 1 and part 3, Jeff Goldblum was in 1, 2, briefly in 5, Laura Dern was briefly in 3, but it's so great seeing them together, along with the new characters, Owen, Claire, and Maisie, the little girl from the last movie, who I won't spoil her story or anything, but kind of contrived. But anyway, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it was just great seeing them all together, all the main characters. And there's some new characters that I kind of liked. There's some annoying characters from the last movie we didn't see much of in this one, which was good. I like that B.D. Wong, he was another returning cast member as Dr. Wu. They kind of made him into a villain in the last 2, and I like that he kind of redeemed himself in this one. It was just so great seeing them all again. I know that critics are probably saying they only had them in it so that to trick you into buying a ticket. Well, it worked on me. It's a Jurassic Park movie. I'm going to see it regardless, even if there are no returning cast members. But it just seeing them all together again just slapped a big old stupid grin on my face. I just couldn't. My inner child, or my inner younger self, just would not let me bash that part of the movie. And yeah, this is a pretty cool dinosaur action again, but I think the movie's biggest problem, which I agree with all the people who are giving it bad reviews about this, is that the ending of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, spoilers if you haven't seen that one, set up to where the whole planet was going to be overrun by dinosaurs. And, and I was like, well, I thought Fallen Kingdom was kind of underwhelming. It was disappointing. I kind of had fun with it in a stupid way, but it could have been a lot better. But I thought, well, the next movie is going to be awesome, just by default, because we're going to see a planet of dinosaurs. How can you go wrong? The material practically writes itself. But no, that part's pretty much glossed over. The very beginning, we see like a news report saying, yeah, dinosaurs are attacking people, and some humans just want to coexist with them. Some people want to destroy them, all that stuff. And yeah, if dinosaurs did exist again, it probably would be like that. But I want to see more of it. I feel like every time we see it, it's on a news report on a TV screen or like a computer or somebody's phone. It's like, no, man, get out of here. I want to actually see this happen. I want to see pterodactyls attacking big cities. I want to see, dinosaurs in all over the world, in frickin' Mexico and Japan and France and England, just all over, theme parks and zoos and water parks and just, all over the world. But no, we get a little bit of that, but it's not enough. Those scenes are pretty great, as brief as they are. The trailer I think it kind of teased us that it was going to be that kind of movie, but no, it really wasn't. Because, the main characters just end up in the jungle yet again. It's like, some of the dinosaurs are on this reserve, and the characters get trapped there and are trying to escape and get away from the dinosaurs. Yeah, haven't seen that already. 6 times now. Oh, man, why did you do that? You had such a perfect opportunity to have a planet of dinosaurs. How cool would that have been? Why are these movies so afraid to go against the formula, just break free, branch out a little bit, be creative. Again, it was great seeing all the returning characters. There's all a few dinosaurs that we haven't really seen much of yet. Now, before I saw the movie, I heard that there was going to be locusts in the movie. And at first I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. I was wondering if we were going to see great big insects that existed, during the Cretaceous period or Mesozoic or whatever it was, millions of years ago. You get the idea. I don't know a whole lot about that sort of thing, but I was like, I've been saying for years, it'd be great to see like a Smilodon or a Mastodon, saber-toothed tiger, woolly mammoth, something other than, a Brontosaurus and a T-Rex and Stegosaurus for the 100th time, I want to see something different. So it's like, okay, well, we're going to see, huge insects. At first it wasn't a problem. I was like, okay, well, this is fine. They really overdid it with the locusts, and they kind of made it to where they were the main threat this time. I didn't care for that. I was like, no, I think that, and then the human villain was kind of boring too. He was another returning character from the first movie. He was very briefly in it. Hell, I don't even remember his name. He was just kind of generic and by the numbers. I think he was kind of a step up from the lame villains in the last movie who, like I said, were just so, like, typical, cardboard cutouts. He was a little better. He's kind of more like he's like an evil Steve Jobs type or something. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to see dinosaurs we haven't seen. I want to see them all over the world. We did see some scenes like in the out in the Arctic, in the freezing cold and the ice. That was cool. That was kind of something different. We saw we did see a few scenes of them like attacking cities, but it was just too brief. There's the main body of the movie was just in the jungle yet again, where during like basically yet another park. It's like, come on, In Jurassic World, we didn't see enough of the theme park up and running and tourists getting attacked by. I mean, we saw a lot of the theme park and like what it showed, but we didn't get to see enough of like tourists being attacked by dinosaurs, and this one we didn't get to see enough of the entire planet being attacked by them. It's like such a missed opportunity. There were so many possibilities there. It's like, break out of your comfort zone a little bit. Quit retreading the same tired formula over and over, Jurassic Park. Come on. Having said that, though, like I said in the beginning of the review, I do think people are being a little too hard on it. I didn't think this one was bad. I thought it was a little better than Fallen Kingdom. I definitely think it was better than Jurassic Park 3. Like I said, it was just so great seeing Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern teaming up with the new characters, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. That was really awesome. I just love seeing them all together, and but it just played it a little too safe. I think that they're just a little too hesitant to break free from the shackles of, oh, what made all the other movies great? Let's, rehash that again, and then again, some of the other movies weren't great, so it's like, I don't know why this is still a problem. I wanted to see a Planet of the Dinosaurs, and, just kind of a letdown when it came to that. Also, yeah, we still had people making really dumb decisions, but I guess that's kind of become a staple of this series. We see it in every movie. It wasn't as bad in the first movie, but in the sequels, it just gets worse and worse, it seems like. Yeah, and then the subplot involving the little girl and, her whole story, which, again, if you haven't seen the last movie in this one, I won't spoil it. I feel like they tried to fix a few problems, like how nobody wanted to see Sam Neill and Laura Dern, Owen and Ellie break up, and then, after the events of the first movie, then she's married to somebody else and has kids, and the third movie, they kind of fixed that. They tried to kind of fix the contrived subplot with the little girl, but I think what the twist was kind of even more dumb. And then, things like that. Again, there's some things I could spoil about the ending, but I won't, so I can't really get into some of the other problems I have. Don't get me wrong, this movie, just like the last one, had massive problems, but overall, I had a good time with it. The people I went to see it with, we all liked it, It definitely has some huge flaws, and it probably is a bad movie, but I don't know. I think I enjoyed it more. I gotta let it settle in. I gotta rewatch it again when it comes out on Blu-ray to really, maybe I'll hate it the second time. Who knows? Maybe I'll say, oh, this is a piece of crap. What was I thinking? But I could definitely see the problems. I agree with all the bad reviews I read. All the critics are tearing it apart. I agree. I had the same problems that you guys all did. But I don't know. I feel like I don't hate any of these movies, and I don't find them like infuriating. Like some of my favorite franchises, especially horror films. Like there are entries in the Halloween movies that just straight up piss me off. Same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. There's some entries that I just absolutely can't stand. With Jurassic Park, I don't think there's really one that infuriates me. Some of them bore me. Some of them annoy me. But I feel like there's none that it just has me, this one had me rolling my eyes, and there's some things I kind of cringed at and groaned and kind of laughed at when it wasn't supposed to be funny. But overall, I didn't hate it. It didn't really upset me like some of those other big franchises that I love, Same with Star Wars, and yeah, seeing all these cast members together, they didn't pull the crap that they pulled in the Star Wars sequels where we never got to see Luke Skywalker and Han Solo together. We didn't get to see Luke and Han and Leia, all three of them together. They didn't pull that crap. They gave us exactly what we wanted when it came to that. I think it delivered. It was great seeing Jeff Goldblum again. He looks great. He looks way better than he did in the last one. He still looks young, and it was great seeing him interact with Alan again. It's just so awesome seeing them all together. It's like we grew up with these characters. It's been about 30 years now almost. It's just so great seeing this reunion. It was just so nice, and like I just can't bring myself to be a complete snob and say, oh, they only did that to trick us. It's like maybe so, but I just love it. I found a lot of the scenes heartwarming and and very charming. I feel like they could have done more with that too, but I think it delivered on that front. But not so much on the dinosaurs taking over the world. That could have really been milked a lot more. I feel like they just totally glossed over that in favor of more scenes of people trying to escape the dinosaurs in the jungle. Oh, we've seen that so much. I'm sick to death of it. But overall, yeah, I'll have to rewatch Jurassic World Dominion to really get my full thoughts on it. As of now, I think I definitely like it better than Jurassic Park 3. I probably like it better than the last one, Fallen Kingdom. I've only watched that one once though, so who knows. It's got some of the same old problems. It tried to fix some of the problems of the other sequels. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I'd recommend it. Go to see it. If you like the other movies, if you're a Jurassic Park fan like me, definitely see it. It's Jurassic Park. I'm going to watch it no matter what. Like I said, I had some big problems with it, but overall, I think I had a good time. I enjoyed it. And it seemed like the whole theater did too. There was a lot of oohs and ahs and laughter and even some clapping, mostly with Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum's character. He's just so cool, He plays the same character every time, but I just love him, He's just so fun to watch, and he's just so funny. Sometimes not intentionally, but I just love Jeff Goldblum. He's just amazing. But yeah, it's just great seeing all these characters again. But yeah, guys, well, that's my thoughts. What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the Jurassic Park franchise in general? As always, thank you for watching my late night spook show here on the Horror Metal channel. I'm Hellhound. Until next time, later.